Alright, got my little intro in there. Trying to increase the quality of the work that I do. And I see that we now got the little orange badges next to our chatters for those who are sponsors. And orange boxes are our sponsors. Hopefully we can get all this stuff coordinated. That's kind of a challenge in itself. And viewer activity. Analytics. We've got 4 people on. We've got nobody in the chat room though. Come on guys, pop over the chat. And how's the stream health? We are good on the stream health. We are, well, I got the UAC up. I'm actually going to do a short live this morning because we're going to talk about a new calculator that's already on the website, but I haven't done the video for it yet because the videos are taking way longer than they used to. I'm not streaming in 4K for the live stuff, but I am streaming in 4K. I am putting up 4K videos recently for the rest of the website. And I was wondering if it'd be worth it, but quite frankly, you guys really did almost immediately notice. Without me saying that I did something, I got lots and lots of comments on the increased quality in the video. I was surprised how many comments I got, really. The people aren't Fort Worth when you get down to it. The Fort Worth, man, I'm having a problem scrambled words lately. So what we're going to do is we are going to pop over to Rogers Raiders. I'm going to pull this on the screen as you see me about to hit. The reason is we got to, let's pop the colors up. Guys wonder why I changed the colors on the website the way I did? It comes on film a lot better. That was the reason for it. So Tower Topper, that's our new calculator. Now the goal of the Tower Topper is to work with the other calculators. You still put your normal March cap in, but what it does is it breaks it down into 1/6 of your normal March. Then we reverse the layers. Okay. We reverse the layers and we amplify defensive tiers. The calculators that you normally use are better for defense than just a straight up throw a march at it. But the calculators, well, what'll happen like in a KvK, and we noticed this last time. We were in a fight with Kingdom 150. And we'd been beaten on for 8 hours, but you know, as people, they log off, the day goes long, and then but we have like people who fill all day long. Well, they were filling using these calculators. Well, these calculators are top heavy for attacks, and what happened is the tower started getting top heavy, and it becomes a lot easier to mega rally a top heavy tower. If you look at a tower or a palace or something like that, and it's filled with T12s and T11s and T10s, and they got nothing else below it, freaking hit that thing. You're going to knock it right out. You don't want to be top heavy. You've got to have these layers. And more importantly, what we put into the calculators is designed for events and for the person to attack someone else effectively and not lose troops. Because, as you know, you lose more troops on the attack than you do on the defense. So these calculators are designed so that when you're attacking somebody, you're not zeroing yourself out. Although they've been playing with the math, and as some of you have seen the new critical strikes stat that's now in the stat reports, something that's not there. We don't know if that's going to be an alliance talent that's going to be learned, or if that's a personal talent that's going to be learned. Frankly, whichever one makes them more money. I could see where it, as an alliance talent, it would actually make them good money, because if you have an entire alliance that can critical strike someone else, it's going to cause players to move around. So the tower topper is designed for you R5s, R4s, your mega leaders. You want to make sure that everybody is sending a tower topper formation after you've done your rally. Okay, let's say you're mega rallied, you hit 2 million troops towards the tower, you won, and now everybody starts spamming marches at them. This is the march you spam. Okay? Like I said, it's 1/6 of the individual's capacity. And the point is so that no one player is filling the damn tower. That is, and this is where you've got to be a little harsh to say, look, you sent 300,000 troops. Now I got 7 people sitting on the sidelines. And when he loses those 300,000 troops, what happens is he's sidelined as a player. And the guy that's sending 300,000 troops is probably a fairly big player in the kingdom. You don't want to keep doing this to yourself. It's making the KvKs and or any of the other events shorten. You're losing what you're paying for fun. So, and now, the first question that's going to happen here, and I'm going to put all this into a training video for R5s, R4s, but I just wanted to release it live today because I really had nothing better to talk about. We did our Ike yesterday. I lost 1 million troops, and since I had only 2.5 million to start with, I would say that's a little bit bigger than 10%. There's definitely some bogus math going on there. So let's say you have a C-22. Okay. Now, guys, I know people poo-poo it, but the T-8 infantry is pretty bitchin'. Okay, it really is. T-8 infantry is great against C-40s, especially when they're in the mega. They're going to get all the stats and stuff for it. So have them use this. And what they do when they come in there is, well, I don't have T-10s. How do I use the calculator? You ignore the T-9s, T-10s. Just ignore it. Start filling your marches, because it's going to be based on your cap. This is a refill button. Okay, it's designed to minimize the pain of the person who uses the tower topper. It's designed to increase the defense of the tower over time. They're cheating. These numbers are not going to make it stronger. It's not going to make it bigger. It's not going to give you more points. There's no reason to go around them. The point to this formulation being used is you're going to have 15, 20 people sending marches at towers. You want to make sure you wind up with 15 people in the tower and not 5. You will do way better on defense if you spread that damage out amongst more players, even under the megas. So if you've got players that are T8s and they're wondering, like, well, how do I use the defensive calculator? This is how you use it. Okay, let's go back to... I didn't win that fight. All right. Wasn't paying attention. Or did I get kicked out? Well, how many was left? Wow, why didn't I win that fight? I should have blown him out of the water. Is that my heel gear on or something? Well, let's do it again. Oh, crap, look at that. Let me heal here real quick. I don't have enough to fill a proper march. It's probably what I did is I didn't fill the proper march to begin with. So let's go back. And let's send just a touch more cav. They're over here refilling. Let's use those up while I go grab some gold here real quick. I hide my gold in my bag thinking I'm not going to use it because I'm going to use it later in the week. I never do. I don't know why. I don't know why I hide it from myself. I'm just going to burn through it. Yeah. There we go. All right. So now I need to add troops, right? Oh, no, they ran. But let's do that anyway. So I'm going to hit. See, I got T11s. And I've ignored, and I got the calculator up, just like we showed you on the page here. And then I'm going to march those. No airship. I probably should put that on the thing. And I'm just going to send that in there as a refill. Now they're going to bounce because they ran. I don't think they took a hit. No, they ran. So now in UAC, you can't spam them. See, I can't go in here and go add troops. Yes, and then send another march. It will not let me send a second refill march in UAC. UAC, KvK, you know you can do it. So what you're going to want to do for KvK towers is spread those out. So if you're smart, you're going to have your duelist boots and your duelist ring on because you're somebody underneath someone else's mega. So you're going to be from the edge of the forest to the castle somewhere around 11 minutes, not 15. So what you do is you send one of those formation 3 marches every 2 minutes, and then no matter what's happening, you're supporting the tower. Yeah, so, and of course you do, I mean, you want to at least be sending one every 10, 15 minutes and having them bounce off the towers if it's slow. You don't want to be caught having nothing coming. The point is that you're not doing it solo. And I guarantee you that if the thought rushes in your brain after a big hit that you're going to jump in there with your 350,000, 400,000 troops and you're going to rescue that tower, all you're going to do is be in there by yourself so that a big C40 can come along and just pop you right out. Okay? Because that's what the next strike after a big mega rally usually is, solo strikes. That's why you want all these little ones going in. So what we're talking about here is a 15, 20-minute time delay after a big hit. We're talking about the entire Kingdom Alliance, the KvK Alliance, doing its job to support the defense of a tower. And you really should have some spots set up for that. Okay, so do we have anything going on in chat? Nobody's talking in chat. No questions? Or did a whole bunch of people get this thing and say, I don't know who the hell Gumuse is? Why did this pop up on my screen? Yeah, like I said, the tower topper is designed to work in conjunction with the other calculators. The number one question I get on the other calculators is, why don't you have any T1s through T4s? Because they're defensive layers. They're and not completely defensive layers. I mean, like T1 distance is a pretty good killer. But they're more effective on defense, and they will be dragging them on. You know, a T7 distance, so for every T1 you bring, that's a T7 you can't bring, or a T9 you can't bring, or a T11 you can't bring. See and that's you're talking 20% leaps with each layer. So T2s are 20% more powerful than T1s, and T3s are 20% more powerful than T2s, and so on, so on, so on. So as you get bigger, you want your stats to support the troops that have got a larger base number. We've done lots and lots of testing on this stuff, and the cost to repair is much cheaper doing it this way. Okay, so they're rallying me. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to add troops. Right? I'm going to send it that way. And crap. I'm a little bit ahead. So they're rallying me. Well, they're not even going to leave for 2 minutes. Where are they leaving from? I know who the target is. Wait a second. Do I know who the target is? See, that's assumption. I'm sitting in the forest. No, they're targeting the thing. Oh, who else got in there? Ignore that guy. So what I should have paid attention to was how long it takes me to get my march to that point, so that my first offensive march lands shortly after. Okay, so 46 seconds. So once that launches, let's see where he's at. Give me a rough estimate of how far away he is. We're about the same distance, so I'm going to let him launch, and then I'm going to jump in. So good timing for a live film to demonstrate how I'm going to use this thing. Supposing that I'm going to win correctly, right? You know, I might get kicked right out of the deal. Take notes. I'm trying to prevent that, Carrie. I really am. You've noticed the new intros and the new videos and the higher quality stuff, and well, 30 minutes of video now takes me 4.5 hours to get the computer to process it in superior. We are actually one level above 4K UHD. We're in that new 8K amount of data. And the reason I'm doing that is not because everybody's running around with an 8K device, but I do know that YouTube tends to give better rankings to people that are supporting newer technology. So it's, and right now we know it's coming. It's gonna be here. I'm having to learn from the get-go anyway, so why not learn to do it the best way possible? So did it cancel? Man. Well, so much for demonstrating my refill march. Oh. Well, good to hear, fireman. Have you set up the tower topper on your button 3 yet? There's a delay. He doesn't realize. There's a 30-second delay from what I see and what I say. It only syncs up if I'm talking to the video in real time. So when we try to hold a conversation, there's ping back and forth. I'm used to it. You know, spending time overseas. Hell, we had it. And if you guys ever watched the Black Hawk Down video, the movie, where the guy's turning around saying, "You need to tell us before the turn." There's a 30-second delay in the comms. I'm the asshole trying to fix that 30-second delay. Just the way it worked. The Clinton administration had to have the White House in the loop. So everything had to go to satellite, then go to Washington, then come back to the ground where we're trying to talk to people half a mile away. Yeah. I got a new video. I put it in my head this morning. I hope I don't forget. I was going to do a short little deal of famous quotes by military leaders through history, and then put old Vindman's quote this week at the end of it, you know. Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. You know, nuts when surrounded. In World War II in the Black Forest. Then you got Vindman this week. His tweet made me uncomfortable. Great military leaders of our time. Yeah, and this time of year, for those who don't know, because you're newer to the game, I don't care what game you're playing. All right, starting at Veterans Day, and it starts a little bit of Labor Day. It starts to drift off a little bit, but we're starting at Veterans Day. There are so many things that suck money out of people's pockets in real life for holidays and travel and all, Christmas presents and all this other stuff. And what happens is people use they don't use the holiday as an excuse. They make an excuse because of the holiday is the best way to put it. It's like, oh, I've just had enough of this game and I'm going to quit for now. And really what it comes down to is they don't think they can compete with the money. I'll tell you, Revenge Gamer has probably done a great deal for long term, but it's not going to help the short term because I don't think Fun Plus is going to go through here and run an audit on who has what stuff versus how much they spent. Now, it wouldn't be hard. I could build a script that would go through their damn database, and I'd know in a day who's been cheating. Wouldn't, because power costs money, and it ain't hard to collate records from how much you spent to how much you got. When you see a spread that's overaddressed, and then find a target window that we want to turn around and say, let's take a little closer look at these guys. Oh, wow, he's got 4,000 stats and hadn't spent a nickel. Or since they were duplication hacks, they went and bought the first one for $20, and then they duplicated $4,000 worth of them. So Revenge Gamer has done a good deal of outing them. It's sad that he's been booted from the game. They're boycotting him, and at the same time, Fun Plus is running just absolutely whining, pissing, and moaning and bitching on freaking to YouTube to try and get him pulled off. And I was trying to explain to somebody on Revenge's things like, well, why don't you show us the hack? Because it's against YouTube's rules. All right? And it's against Google's rules. So, yes, Revenge Gamer could go over to his website and show everybody that hack, and then Google would kill him. Revenge Gamer has a business he's running. He's trying to build a game and a brand and bring forth a little more honesty to the stuff. And he can't play in that game. He can't play in that field. And me and him talked about this. I said, you're going to be shooting yourself in the foot if you go down this path. He says, I know it. I said, hey, I'm all in. I'll support you. And he's shooting me in the foot at the same time because when he dips down to zero, I dip down to zero at the same time. It's not a spillover of viewers, but Fun Plus puts in a complaint against him and me at the same time. They just spam the complaints. I think we went down to 0 subs twice this week. Each time I commented on one of Revenge's stuff, we went down like that. C40 Kingdom 219. Let's see what we got here. And the little orange icons next to the name are the people who are sponsors of Rogers Raiders Gaming. All that money does go to my military charities. The 0% cost overhead pass-through. If you don't know what that means in a charity, there are charities out there who make billions of dollars, but somehow only 10 cents on the dollar makes it to whatever they say. I don't know, say like the Clinton Foundation, for some reason. Hundreds of millions of dollars from foreign countries, yet they bought mosquito nets. The defending treasure. So somebody got kicked out of there. So what else can I said? I've introduced the Tower Topper calculator. Man, take the time, guys, to put that on your number 3 button. I know I've been needing to do it, and then what kicked me in the butt to get it done was our last KvK. We actually lost. We waited the last minute to take the Third Kingdom, and we didn't have enough players on for the first 4 hours, so we let them. We broke their timer, and then they got all the way up to 11 hours. They got up to 12 hours and 15 minutes or something like that. So at that point, the only way to take their kingdom was a full 8 hours uninterrupted. And our kingdom put the full effort in, but as people kept filling the towers with the marches that I personally, most of them are using my marches, it wound up getting top heavy over time. Cannon hits, things like that, taking out the stuff. You're sitting, if you're sending your main attack march, it makes the point very top heavy. Before you know it, you got nothing but T12s, 11s, and 10s in the frickin', and just a dribble of everything else. So the tower topper now reverses the march, and you let your big players play with the big, you let your mega leaders play with refilling their top tiers. Yeah. Donde está gun? What we got here? Hold on. What was he saying? Well, I know what donde está means. Where's gun? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. He ain't got to hide. This kingdom's not got a lot of fight in it. Yeah, that's the whole point of this live thing that I did up here today. Was it's called Tower Topper. It's on RogersRaiders.com. Here, we'll put it back on screen. And you put your big march in there, right? A 307,000 march cap, and then it's only going to let you put the top tier, the tier 10. It's not going to let you choose. And then let's say you don't have tier 10s or tier 9s or whatever. Just ignore it. If you only got tier 8s, then you probably got a march cap somewhere around like 145 or something. Okay. Well, ignore the tier things and just start building your third formation button, starting at the tier 8s down. Okay. And the point is that you don't get hurt as bad. Your tower doesn't get upside down in the troop formations, and these favor the defensive troops. What has happened in the past for 2 years, and this is the hard thing about this tower march, guys. Everybody's going to say, send more infantry, send more infantry. Well, we are sending more infantry. We're just peppering it in. We're not taking the lid off the pepper jar and throwing it at the pan here. We're using the shaker so that we can season the tower. See, we got more infantry going in there, but it can't be just infantry. These tiers interlock. They work together. Okay? And you'll notice, like, the main infantry that you should be sending, your 10s and your 8s, they're all on the plus side. Your 6s are of that type of march. Your 4s and, of course, your 2s. But there's other stuff. See how my tier 1 distance is heavy? Because tier 1 distance have kicked the crap out of some cavalry. All right? And start chewing in those, and they're cheap to replace. My gosh, that is 1,900 tier 1s. For me, that's 75 gold to replace that loss. But it's going to kill a few of their high-end cavalries. So my gold versus their gold, and then we're going to spread this out. And the goal here, when you look at your mega tower, should be, I've got 15 players in my mega tower, which should be the max. All right. And I have lost my other page. What we got here? There we go. Dink. Don't do that. Yeah, so that's what the tower march is doing. All right. So we're doing terrible with this UAC, just so you know. Yeah. I think we've had like 4 players on at any given time. We're suffering from the time of year just as much as anybody else. Plus, we're an international alliance, so we may have 60 players, but there's only really 15 in any time zone type deal. Hello from Sweden, Romeo. Yeah, I target freaking the Nordic countries with a lot of video stuff. You guys are more ad revenue. You guys pay more for ads than everybody else does. Let me see. Oh, she just hiding her troops. I should probably be doing some of that. I just don't. Ooh, don't do that. Why are you scouting that low tower? Who did that? Incredible. There's no sense of scouting that. You don't want to plunder it. Incredible. Nope. The sponsor thing's actually on YouTube. I don't know if it's below. It should be below the live video that you're seeing. There should be a little box that says join. Oh, my current library war? Yeah. And I had somebody asking why I don't have the T11s on the cavalry because they're like the T8s. And the reason being is there's just more damage in my T9 distance. And there's more damage reduction in my T9 infantry than we were getting from the cavalry. I think I got to go back and change what we learn over time. You know, so I've got, where's it at? I got 1 in my T9 infantry, and I got 10 in my T11 infantry, and then I got 10 in my freaking 11 distance. The damage numbers. Damage and damage reduction. See, my stats are, well, let's see if I can find one. So, I don't know. My unbuffed stats are 1380 or something like that. This is UAC buffs. And then I'm right at 1400 on my health. So these 3000s. But that, you know, and we got, what is this kingdom that's pissed off at us? The funky bunch. I've never, it's like, oh, I guess they zeroed everybody in the kingdom last night while they were sleeping. My alliance did. And they come back like, oh, you zeroed everybody in our kingdom. So their 40's running around doing everything, all the damage. Seems to forget that their 40 chased me around last night and zeroed me 7 times. Seems to forget that. You know, it's one of those kids is like, how dare you attack me while I'm slapping you upside the face. Just one of them guys. Probably a reporter somewhere for CNN. The facts don't meet the narrative. Tommy, do you see the sponsor button below the video where it says join? I know it's just called a sponsor. Then they put the word join. I wish they just put the word sponsor there, so we're speaking the same language. Or let me choose what word goes there. We're always glad to get everybody's M&M money. Sponsors so far this month. I'll tell you, I'll tell everybody what the sponsors wound up buying this month. You bought 3 25-gallon propane tanks for people that are living out because it's getting cold and a lot of people live in the trailers. 3 25-gallon propane tanks, which will last 60 days out here in the winter for some of my guys who are remote livers. That's what the money's going to be spent on. Well, I already spent the money. I haven't got paid from YouTube, but I pulled the money out of my pocket because I know it's coming. And it got cold enough that they needed it now. Which is what we've been doing for years, actually. When we work with the 4 military groups, you got to understand, I've got to go in order by the bylaws of our 4 big charities. A committee has to get together. We have to introduce the spending, and then the members have got to vote on it, right? Well, and we only meet for a quorum once a month. So, if you could be 30 days trying to get help to somebody. So we just kind of have an understanding in there that if somebody runs around and pulls money out of their pocket and does that stuff, well, then we'll go in and we'll vote on it next month, and pretty much nobody gets denied if you're out there doing good things. We from the charity, we reimburse from the charity checking account. We can do that instantly right after the vote. But there's IRS laws to deal with when we're dealing with all this stuff. The IRS is our biggest foe in the charity business. What was I going to do? Oh, I know what I was going to do. Why do I got to... Oh, that's what I'm paying. That's not what... Let's go to studio. Man, I'm much better today. I had a migraine like nobody's business yesterday. They are scheduling me for neurosurgery, but I don't know when. I got a blood vessel that's gotten enlarged up my brain, and it's aggravating headaches that I've had for 25 years to begin with. And I'm outsourcing that one because I'm not using no damn VA doctor for that kind of stuff. Well, I hope we... You got to understand how the VA saves money. One of the ways they do is the VA clinics are very close to universities all the time. The university, and nobody doesn't know that universities are run by the uber left. I mean, we're not even talking liberal. John Wayne was a liberal. Do what you want to do, leave everybody else alone. That's a liberal. These aren't liberals anymore. They just stole a word. These leftists who want to tell you what to do and how to act and what to say when you're talking to somebody and how to read their mind and know what pronoun that you should be talking to them with. All that kind of stuff that they get out there. That's leftist. That's not liberal. But they put these VA clinics right up. They're just basically politically merged. And then, therefore, they have this group of patients for their university to play test doctor with. So they send the students over. And I don't mind the students when they're drawing blood, but brain surgery, yeah, I'm looking for a older person that might have done it once or twice before, just because. I'm a bigot that way. For some reason, I think you ought to have more than a year's worth of experience before you start cutting into my head. Man, it's just a slow morning this morning. We're not even getting traction right off the bat. Usually we jump up right away. But I don't know if I've ever done one on Sunday morning. Get these people out of bed, man. Get out of bed. We're still plundering. Well, they hadn't even challenged me. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've had migraines while I was active duty in the early 90s. And I've had enough brain MRIs over the years to know that there's no tumors or anything in there. Oh yeah, that's where they get their free patients. The college doesn't have to pay for anything. The VA pays the college. So basically, when you want to figure it out money-wise, we're giving money to the vets. The vets don't ever get the money. The money goes straight into the university. Yeah, they did all these tests on me because I turned around and got vocal with my registered nurse. And I like my registered nurse. Her name's Angie McDonald. But she has to follow what the administrative guidelines is. She wants to eat and put food on the table and put a roof over her head. And so when there's a policy that says, don't say this, don't do this, don't skip ahead to the solution, we have steps that you must follow. And I'll give you a great for instance. My dad's a vet. Down at the VA, 2 years, his knee's swollen up. He can't put any weight on it. I mean, it looks like he's got a watermelon hiding under his pants on his knees. 2 years like this. Can't put any stress on it, no weight on it at all. And the doctor's prescription was Tylenol. Now, everybody knows if your knee's swollen up that big, Tylenol and an ACE bandage. But that's the administrative policy. You have to try the least expensive method first. Try Tylenol, make another appointment, come back and see me. Well, it takes 4 months to get another appointment. So 4 months on the Tylenol. Then they went up to a slightly bigger painkiller, a pill. Something else that cost 48 cents. And this went on for 2.5 years. And finally, he gets up there to see the specialist who looks at his knee and says, well, we can get you a new knee. They're going to do surgery. They're going to give him a brand new knee. And my dad looks him right in the eye and says, there's got to be some middle ground between Tylenol and cutting my leg off. And, of course, there was, but it's a proprietary technology, and it cost more money than the surgery did because the surgery was going to be done by the university. So they wind up giving him an injection in the knee. 4 days later, he can walk on his knee. Feels like he's 40 years old again. The Spine Breaker 2 or Master March setup. Well, it depends on what do you have, Romanio. Romanio. Well, you got an Italian name from Sweden, man. Drilling the question. Who are you talking about? I'm missing something here. What am I missing? Spine Breaker 2. Well, I don't understand what he's asking. Well, you use what you got. I gotta use Master Mayhem because I got T11s. If I was a C30 through C34, then I would use the Spine Breaker 2. And then if I was a C29 from 26, I would be using the spine breaker, which I need to rename that, I guess. Well, I can't rename it. I put the brand in there. I should have renamed the 2. See, I knew it wasn't Romanio. What the hell? Yeah, I didn't understand why it was. It was an open-ended question. I wanted to be clear. Oh, what else are we doing? I've done a lot of stuff this week. You'd think I'd know. Man, the forums are freaking kicking off. That's for sure. I got some bug in the navigation of the forums, and I think I figured it out yesterday, but I haven't done anything about it yet. I'm trying not to limit everything down to Guns of Glory, because we're going to be adding more games in there. And I put a new stat monitor in, so I can check how many people are actually reading a page versus pages just being there. Revenge's got a bug up his butt. And both justifiably, in that if you're going to ignore the cheaters, cheat with them. I get that. I'm pretty sure that he's 100% correct in everything that he said, just because the duplication hack, new gyms were coming out, new things were coming out, and all you had to do was go out and buy enough scripts to get one of those things, and then, well, I should have been, what we got here? What was that? Who was that? Who was that masked man? Honestly, he shouldn't have beat me, let alone the whole damn thing. But, tell you what, I've got a fatter tower right there. I'm going to make life difficult for you. Now, it's, I get what Revenge is doing. I get the thinking behind it. And if we get right down to it from a personal standpoint, if it was just him personally, I would say keep doing what you're doing. But the problem is he's got a game to launch, and he can't afford to keep pissing off YouTube by having complaints come in. And thinking 6 months to a year down the road for Revenge, I think this is not a good strategy. I think it's hurting him. I think he's hurting himself. He doesn't know it yet. But I've been doing this for 30 years, and the reason I know these things hurt is because I've made these mistakes myself. I'm not much different than him. I built an entire press release company because I got pissed off at Ford. I get his thinking. I've done what he's doing, and it got me attacked by the entire Associated Press. So it's, I can't show you right now because they're updating my software. I was going to show you, that I've got stats to show just how bad it is hurting him. Let me go to, while he still has a big follower, he pulls more people instantly than I do. I mean, because he's got, 700% more subscribers. Uh, and he was the game in town for a long, long time. Man, I don't know how to say his name in text. I'm a YouTube idiot. I should not be anywhere near popular on YouTube because I don't even know how to use the damn thing. I think the @ symbol only works with people who are actually in the chat. Yeah, see, that didn't link his stuff up. And I got software that would show me his subs and what happened to him, and you can see when he released the video and how things tanked. That worked. Can you click on his link? Because I can't click on his link. The whole point would be that you could click on it. See, you're supposed to be able to just go ahead and put the space in there, but I don't know. He hadn't branded his channel. He's got 23,000 subscribers. He hadn't branded his channel. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull him up on Discord. Man, Discord and frickin'... I hate trying to PM people in Discord and Line. I have no clue how these two things became a staple, other than some Chinese person promoted it on day one and no one knew different. These things are horrendous platforms. If I want to PM somebody from the website, all I got to do is start typing their name. It fills it in for me. I mean, it makes talking to any of you guys a hell of a lot easier. Oh, better pay attention to what's going on here. What the hell? What is it about this one cat who is beating me up with insane results? Oh, he's got T12s. Okay, well, that makes a little bit of difference. Where's the tower he's hanging out in? Let's reverse this little roll. Oh, hold on. I am so low on troops. I lost 200 million in each of my last KvKs, and I am still rebuilding because I had to spend money on the websites and not spend money in game to recover. I spend a fortune in testing. So all I got left to do here is my C40 and start building T12 marches and build my T12 calculator. And then I guess, you know, the game's expanding, so I'll have T13 short soon. Where's he at? I want the same guy. Bink. Let me see here. that's one of the reasons I hate freaking having Discord open, is it's notifications. Members list. See, and I hate this damn app. I can never figure out how to talk to a single person individually. Just not designed for one-on-one communications. They don't make it easy. And everything is server-based on the left-hand side. I can't remember. Oh, hell, yeah, they trophy killed the shit out of me last night. Same thing with Kingdom 320 for the Inner Kingdom event. Yeah, the Kingdom's biggest frickin' places just chased me down, and I took 191 hits tonight. Needless to say, the first 5 zeroed me. There's an Ike video about to drop here shortly. I have been starting to put things on a timed release. So that, I mean, because what I've done in the past is I did a video, I shot a video, threw a video up, and so now as I'm getting ahead, I'm releasing them every day at noon my time, so that there's some consistency. I will tell you, there's a whole bunch of people who think that if they come and hit me, they're going to be on YouTube, which means they hadn't even actually watched any of my videos, because I've never done that where I put people on there. Want to be YouTube famous. Man, how come I cannot PM inside this freaking Discord properly? I don't even think Revenge runs his own Discord server. Surely he owns his channel. Home. All right. See if we can get Revenge to come over here instead of talking behind his back. Well, you know, honestly, I've heard of it. I've never even played with it. And I'll tell you why I hadn't played with it. The software that will do that, I'm as suspicious of the software that'll do the hack as I am of the hack. I'm not afraid of losing a GAM account. I'm afraid of losing a device or having some permanent infestation in one of my devices from the software that does that kind of things. I don't even want to go to the websites where you download those things. I have avoided the word hack for 25 years. And that's because I have gun servers. I mean, the gun server, on a daily basis, I get somewhere around 1,500 hack attempts from 27 different countries. That's per day. And that's been going on for 23 years now. And we've had some pretty successfully harsh hacks. I'm more leery about the forums on the website being we've got some bugs in the forums because I've got the SQL injection stuff pretty high up there on the list, making it hard to SQL inject. So hey, you know what? Look at this. I know I lost some troops. Add troops. Yes, there we go. Hey, finally I get to use my march. Well, I'll tell you how it used to go in the early 2000s. You would get some kid at a college university who thinks he's going to save the world by attacking a guy he knows is pro-gun. All right? And he'd walk over to the college library and he'd stick a thumb drive in the computer. And then they would start a denial of service attack from the universities. Well, and then the rest of the internet world of IT guys tends to be kind of liberal in their mindset. So we say, hey, can we get the logs so we can trace those guys down that are attacking us? No, it's a privacy issue. Committing a crime is not a privacy issue, but they will make you go and pay money on lawyers and everything. They want you to spend $100,000 for what was free for them. And at the end of the day, they will not arrest the person. Once it's on the university deal. And then it got into where they would use these scripts where they would go into third world countries and hack into their phone companies and run denial of service attacks from there. Well, my defense against that is I built and designed a new style of server. One of my servers is equal to 40 of Google's. I can handle that many requests. Matter of fact, we can handle so many requests that we will shut down the phone switch long before you shut down my service on a denial of service attack. I will still be feeding web pages long after AT&T is shut down. The benefit to doing it this way was I got to reverse the conversation. Mr. Larison, we can't shut down our computers while you're still accepting page requests. And I said, well, I'm not shut down. Sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. And they said, well, could you please turn off your server so that we could shut down ours? I said, nope. And I said, I got people on there, and it's a privacy issue. They said, what do you expect us to do? I said, get out of FireAx, cut the fiber optic. I don't care. It's your problem. And what was amazing about that situation, when we held that conversation, is I never got a denial of service attack ever again. So if it was random kids running denial of service attacks, how come they didn't keep coming? How come after I had an argument with AT&T, did they stop? Because it financially hurt AT&T. We did. It not only financially hurt the AT&T, the time that we were arguing about it, they third world hacked Chile. We shut down the Chilean internet for almost 3 days. You just got to understand how they argue and how they act. It's just like everybody's like, well, I need a spam filter. I was like, do you know what a spam filter is? A spam filter is where someone else reads your email before you do. That's what a spam filter is. A spam filter might as well be called the spy filter, because what you think is just trying to blocking things, they could also be turning around, running scripts, looking for keywords, and forwarding copies of your emails to somebody else. I don't know, say like Sarah Palin's Yahoo account getting hacked. Those things aren't accidental. In order for that account to get hacked, brute force protection, the simplest of anti-viral protections, had to have been turned off. Because brute force protection would have took 10,000 years to get her password. We don't ever turn brute force protection off. It only takes 3.5 to 4 seconds with modern computers to brute force a password. Even the most complicated passwords. Now they got some little thing that they're sending me, like your password's on a list of compromised passwords. Well, the compromised list of passwords is every password on the planet. It's a random combination of everything. And just the fact that there's software out there checking against that list should tell you that there's software out there that gathered that list. That's the thing that people need to be scared of. Who gathered the list up? Not the guy who's saying, "Oh, I'm protecting you by using this commonly known password." I'm like, well, why are you gathering everybody's passwords? Having known passwords is actually faster brute forcing than the character key combination. Since now they turn around and they make people have an 8-character password, then you know that you're not going to start at a 1-character password. You're going to start with an 8-character password, and they literally made the pool of passwords that you could use smaller, not bigger. They act like because it gets converted to a 32-bit hash, it's a more complicated hash. It's not. Hate to see that bragging. Taught that person how to be a better player, and she's bragging and she's beating people up. That's just terrible. Didn't learn the lesson of sportsmanship, that's for sure. I don't know where we're sitting. I'm just looting. We're not even. We're so far behind on points. Defense, 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 defense. Got nobody plundering us. We're going to go up. So how's everybody like how many people are doing UAC right now? How do you like the new time? I like the new time. For me in the States, it's awesome. I don't have to get up at 5 in the morning to play UAC anymore. 3 in the morning. I was up at 3 in the morning yesterday morning because I forgot it started later. Let's see here. What can I cut into? Now, the reason I did that, did you guys get the sound from that? Because I don't hear the sound on my side. The audio has more than 2 channels. Well, see, now it's telling me that the audio has... I'm definitely sending over stereo. Sweet. It's actually on some of the videos now. All the new videos are going up in 4K. And yeah, that is the opening credits for all the videos now. The makes it a little harder to steal my videos. Not impossible, just harder. I'm at the point of redoing topics anyway. The plan all of last week was to redo all the airships, and I keep rethinking that this is a bad idea to redo it now because I have a feeling they're going to upgrade the airship here short. They're going to release new stuff for the airship. I think that's next. I think it'll be airships, castle size, and then guards in that order. So, and then I finally got my last titanium. Probably just minutes before they freaking upgrade the damn stuff with some $400 per deal that I can't afford. I can't justify. It's not a matter of afford. I can't justify spending $1,600 on digital stuff. I need now. See, I'm 272,000 gears away from upgrading that. That change took place a long time ago, Hans. Yeah, that was like 6-7 months ago they put that in. And yeah, that bugged me. I liked that, where it was a good practice reinforcement to be constantly sending reinforcements so that you could get your wounded back. And then they took that out of the game, and now nobody sends anything because you can't get your troops back. Start the healing process. They want you to abandon the point. And so what you really got to do, and what sucks is the reason for doing it that way was you didn't have to swap your airship out. And I think they thought, well, a few more people might buy an airship pack if they had to swap out their marches because of the airship, but nobody did. So they just left the crap patch that they stuck in there, even though it didn't have the result they were looking for. This is where they let people who program make marketing decisions, and they shouldn't be making marketing decisions. That's basically what it comes down to. They're not the only company that does that. You know, when we do company advisements, we go in there, and they're trying to make their money on the web. And I'll ask the CEO, I was like, would you make the head of your IT department the CEO of the company tomorrow? Well, hell no. I said, then why did you? He goes, what? I was like, the guy down in IT is making all the decisions on where the company's headed via the website where you're pouring all your money. Your marketing department has no say in it. Your freaking shipping department has no say in it. I mean, your entire company is being run by the IT guy's whims on what he's going to put on a web page. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But basically what it comes down to is the CEOs of most companies have no clue how to build a web page, so it's just PFM, pure fucking magic, how it arrives. And then they really don't know that most coders are the laziest SOBs you're ever going to meet, and they copy and paste other people's broken code and try to cobble it together. It's gotten better now that APIs exist. Yeah, it's. I think anybody who's building any platform that's interfacing with the web, marketing-wise, they should have an API. I think I suggested that to Revenge. Like when he releases his game, if there's some type of March thing, there should be an API where you can come to my website, click in your numbers, click in your username, and then boom, it imports the March right into your game. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like I said, I dealt with so many software writers and hackers in the early years. I took one kid's house up in Kansas City. I had a software writer that was literally putting bugs in the software I was paying him to write, so that he could bill me for more time to fix the bugs he was putting in. And with his bane to his problematic was I went and bought a book and learned how to write software. Then I went and read over his code and realized what he was doing was deliberate. And I took his ass to court and I took his house from him. Hey Jay. Man, from Kingdom 63, don't you guys know everything? That's an old kingdom. How long you been playing? I noticed another little trend, and I don't know if I want to tie the two to... Because of the time of the year, people quit. I'm just telling you that happens this time of year. But right after Revenge outed Fun Plus's hacks, a bunch of uber-duber players that I got advice from also quit. And that's why I think Revenge did get some holes closed. You're a C21 after 2 years? All that free loot, you should be a C21 with 3,000 stats. Really changed in January last year. Last year I dumped $10,000 into setting up to do what I did this year. And before February 1st of next year, I'm going to dump $48,000 into the website and stuff for setting up for next year. I got my money back last year. And I've got more people to promote. Yeah, take it easy, Hans. Getting my money back was the key there. We're not even looking to make money. We're just trying not to lose it. Okay, so I'm in. Yeah, I'm not going to take that hit. And I'm not sure who hit what there. We're at 101. Where are we at now? 105. We're creeping. We are creeping there. Whew. We are a long ways from Funky Bunch. Tell you what I need to do. I need to go play with Funky Bunch. Oops. K12. How big's your castle, Tommy? Okay. This is why I hate not having lots and lots of troops, because I wind up spending lots and lots of gold healing my little small batches. So I highly recommend don't pay attention to what I'm doing. Pay attention to what I'm saying here. Build up your layers so that the amount of gold you spend goes way freaking down. So I'm going to go teleport here. $33. Well, then you're right there. They're making it so much easier to get to 35 now. My recommendation, Tommy, is save up enough badges to go straight from 34 to 40 so that you can do it during an event. That way it costs half the number of badges. Don't even shoot for 35. Shoot for 34 to 40. And you just get that done. Whether you can build the troops or not doesn't matter. Just get the buildings done. Where the hell are my flamingos? Look where they stuck me. I hate the U alliances. Got monstrous 2,000 top stat frickin' 40s, and yet you feel the need to cheat the map. And if you're that kind of mindset, I don't believe for a second you spent one nickel building your account. You're a cheater. That cheating mindset's a cheater, period. That's just the way that works. So I think Revenge is calling out this stuff on the right. And like he did say, they're not fixing it. What we got going on here? I'm looking for a hole. Look at that. Running multiple alliances, multiple computers. I mean, every single advantage they can possibly pull, you can bet he ain't doing nothing else legal. There's not one advantage in the game that he hasn't tried to take advantage of. Somebody there, and then they teach it. You know, that's a big problem. Look at the amount of time to set up this garbage. That's not fun. So I have a feeling that guys like this, if Revenge got that hole closed down, that guys like this are going to go away. You know what? You got troops in there. Just because I'm pissed off at you guys right now. Well, that happens every year for everybody. We won't, I mean, the game won't pick up again until about January 15th. It'll start picking up. You know, once the credit cards, the bills. Oh, I got $1 million of his troops. Only cost me $17,000 to get $1 million of his. All right. And yes, I am using the Master Mayhem March formation. You guys just saw that in action. Do a little damage. Three-minute heal, that's what we want. That's what these formations are optimized for. Oh, hell, he's still got troops. Throw some cavalry at that thing, kill some more infantry. Well, his troops are not in his castle, are they? They are somewhere else. And then they pull this distance game. It's like, well, the game's wrong, and this is strategy. It's not strategy. Because strategy is my alliance versus your alliance, not my alliance against how many ever alliances you can muster together. What am I fighting? 7 alliances here? 8 alliances here? That's not strategy. That's cheating. And I don't give a fuck how you say it. If you don't understand that they didn't give you 15,000 accounts to spam up with, that's why you didn't have them to begin with. You had to go cheat the rules to get it. See, and they got their 40 right there. This weird-ass tower configuration, I'm actually impressed with that. So, let's go in here and look at the cheat around here a little bit. Alright, that's 320. I don't think for a second I'm going to beat that damn tower down. Recently, I got lots of videos about how formations work. Or how formations work. I will tell you right now, if you don't know how formations work, there is no video I'm going to do that's going to explain it for you. It's a simple math. It's a math problem with 81 different variables. That's how formations work. And they roll those 81 variables 3 times, so it's 220 calculations. And then every once in a while they change those numbers on us. And I do update the calculators when I catch it. It's a lot easier to update the calculators than it used to be, that's for sure. See, with this type of method that they're using here, they make it a pain in the butt to loot them. So everybody's going for easier loot in other kingdoms. And I get the strategy. But you're not clever. You're lazy. Super Chat's a one-time donation. That's donating to this. Hold on. I can actually link it. Yeah, that's just guessing is what that is, Jay. I've seen all those formations. We tried those formations. We used them a long time ago. The one called Tempted Death, you know, where we used to spam the T2s, infantry's real heavy. You know, that worked for a long time until I started building better formations. Alright, so crap. I missed that. I could have jumped right in there, and I should have. Let's see how little damage I did there. $2 million troops stacked in there with 2,000 top stats, 1,800 top stats. What device are you on, Tommy? Some devices don't do it, and matter of fact, some countries won't allow it. So, I mean, it could be the country you're in. If you can't click that link that I put in there right now, hold on. See, okay. See where it says "See Perks"? It's because I'm donating to myself. Like I said, that money goes straight into things. So I became one of my own donators. There should be a join button right there, right on the front page of GumUse. So if you go over to my home page, there should be a join button right next to, right there under the picture. And if it doesn't let you, it's a country issue or a device issue. And there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, there's a whole bunch of countries that are not allowed to transfer money because of laws. Oh my gosh, I completely lost my freaking live chat feed by clicking that link myself. Well, I know I'm still live. Why don't we close all this crap down? I think there's something goofy. Everybody's updating their software. I'm doing the same thing. It's just that time of year where you know it's slower. So yeah. Pink. Go live. Will that get me back there? Hey, there we go. I got my live chat. Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those things where you can do it on the computer. But there's also country issues. Let's see if I'm trying to find out if we've got. Oh, hell, I won that one. See how long that lasts. Sorry for the silence. Whew. Hit that heal button, get my gear back on for whatever's coming. Really? I'm being rallied by a C40 with T12s. I love the interface give me grief. That's the other thing with this spam, is look how many swipes I've got to take to get off this frickin' map to find a place to safely teleport. That's why you're just an ass. It's like, we're going to make sure that our cheating hack account is somewhere where, you know, we can hit you, you can't hit us. I'll tell you right now what I'm going to do. I'm going to start freaking... All right. I think that's the last speed heal I'm going to do today. I need to have gold for KvK next week. Destroyer Dan's got huge stats, by the way. This is one of these alliances we should have never been paired with. They're using the hacks that the game says doesn't exist. You cannot spawn these castles. I've been told these don't exist. This isn't happening. Don't believe the video that's live. This is not happening, folks. See, if we were able to maneuver and strategize live during the event to maneuver around, I could negate their power, which I think is bogus. But the mindset of a thieving bastard is a mindset of a thieving bastard. The DH5 is pretty damn good gear. Your gear is not your account. That is something people got to get out of their head. Your gear is a small piece of your account. Usually after they introduce brand new gear, whatever the Uber is that they're bringing up at that time, if you'll play the events, you'll get 3 of the 6 for free. Just play the events. It happens every time. See these 3-minute marches. I said I'm not going to heal again, but I'm going to speed hit some shit. Yeah, I didn't know that. No, it's DH on this Kingdom 362. I bought DH like day one. I think it was like $500. And then like 4 months later, it was $6. Yeah, but there'll be new events. The same cycle will continue. Just patience, you'll catch up. I'm just going to start burning their freaking little cheating asses down. Yeah, Night Siege has got great rewards. And for those who don't know, you get great loot if you can just get on Painful. I think it's Wave 6. If you get to Wave 6, you get awesome loot. Better than what you would get finishing Wild. So you want to be on Painful, which means you got to have players. You got to have enough players to get to Wave 6. Well, the damage, yeah. Okay. So that's somebody dinking with me. So we're going to special. See, that bullshit right there is what that is. Like, you went around all of our stuff, and now I'm going to use my hacked account to punish you for overriding my other cheats. And I know it's this way because no one runs around with an account they built the way that thing's built up and just chases one person and zeroes them over and over again unless they're a petty little human being. Just a scumbag of the earth. So anybody that knows these people, please let them know that that's exactly, I know who they are. Yeah. Tired of this. I'm tired of seeing this. It's one of the reasons revenge was I see that she got right down deep inside. What was that? Well, UAC is free loot. Look at UAC here. I don't need any of this stuff, but once upon a time I did. Wait a second, where are they at? Oh, I know there's scripts in here. I mean, for the 80K, there's your light scrolls, your darkness scrolls. There's your Royal Knight stuff. It doesn't take but a few months to get all that stuff. I did one video on, I spent $100 on day one. Where are they at? On the guard weapons. And all I ever got for that $100 was the greens. All this stuff up here was free. That's just the way it worked. Whew, that hurt. Tell you what, that one was such a big hit. Let's change my talents here. And that knocked 2,000 gold off. And a couple hours. I'm not going to tell him that direct. But, so there's the guy out there smacking castles like, you're dumb as fuck. Nothing dumb about the gameplay that they're like. There's nothing smart about what they've done. I'm done. Yeah, it's about how much gold. I mean, what time is it? About 5 hours for the event ends. And if we've talked before, I probably told him to fuck off before with that attitude. So I want to point this out, guys. We are down here near the bottom, and the biggest castles in this UAC are camping on our towers. This is somebody that wants to be on YouTube. Well, you're on YouTube, you're famous, you've been a prick for almost 24 hours continuously. You've done everything you could to kill the littlest castles. Like you said, they were little. They didn't have no stats. They didn't have no airship beacons, which means they didn't have 4,000 gold to blow. And you think you needed to spend 20 grand to beat that person up. And I don't think that you're capable of making 20 grand because your attitude is so shit. I'm going to point out, no one would hire an individual like this. Yeah. Ike's good. Ike's going to be different. And those that are complaining about it now, quite frankly, I'll tell you what I saw with Ike. I saw the same thing with Ike that I saw with KE a year ago. Everybody bubbled and logged off. Why? I don't get it. What are you playing the game for if you don't want to play the game? It's yeah, they're over here farting with us directly. This is just, I don't get the thinking. There are much better towers. And the funny thing is these guys here were easier to kill. Well, they're plundered down. So this is another instance. I think this will be the third UAC. Look at this, guys. Where a map manipulator wound up with all the treasure. And it's because they aggravate players so much that they cannot turn around and utilize it. The cost of gold to compete against a cheating little prick is too insane. Real players are not going to dump $500 to rage fuck someone that's in an endless rage on their own. One hits now. 30 minutes one gets released, Anthony. And then there's another one on Sunday. Hold on. Or Monday, rather. I don't remember. I got to look. Let's see what I did here. I know one of them's a 300% bonus. You would not believe, if you guys hadn't been a creator, that you would not believe the mess Google has made of the back end of this system. It is. What's today's date? Today's 24th. Okay, the rough cut, where we just filmed 30 minutes of Ike, and it was all first impression stuff, that releases in 30 minutes. And then right now is the 300% troop building buff, because there's been changes to how that works. So I got a little video up on that right now. And then 24th. Today's the 24th. Looks like Tuesday is when I scheduled the other one for, so I got to make one for Monday. I haven't done anything for Monday. I've got to redo all the gold event stuff, because in order to do well in Ike as an alliance, your alliance has got to work like an alliance. And there's a lot of people who don't understand that the communists don't get why the guy in charge of the alliance can't just tell everybody to get on at a certain time. He doesn't comprehend you can't tell people what to do. He's never lived in a society where that was not the way it worked. He's grown up with it. That's the way their company works. That's one of the reasons that we have problems with Fun Plus. They don't respond to the customers. The customer is not in charge of anything. You know, their boss says do this. And if their boss is an unenlightened idiot that got a job because he's cousins with somebody, you get what you get at Fun Plus. There's no wiggle room. There's no creativity. There's never been in their life. Yeah. Kanor, hello. Matter of fact, I didn't even look at the analytics. Analytics has been crap lately. I'm not happy with analytics here. Let's go comp. I got one hater that follows every single one of my videos just to put a thumbs down on it. It's usually like the first guy in there. Yeah. It's an amazing mindset that that's what you're going to do with your day. Man, there is no good movies to go watch either. I'd like to go watch a movie today, and there's just everything out there sucks. Kanor, thanks for the M&M money, boss. I tell you, one of the reasons we thought that the join button was a good button for people is everybody knows they spend a little bit of money on these video games, and going in there and giving 99 cents a month before you spend money on other stuff, and knowing that that money is going to a good cause, it only takes about $50 for me to help on average we're averaging here about $50 to help a vet. And you wouldn't believe, I mean, we say $50, like I said, and it's on average, but we bought 2 $600 generators just this month to add to the 2 that we already had, because out here in the desert, the lines will go down and people lose power, and you got people who have insulin pumps and things like that. They've got to have some electricity while the electricity comes back on. Breathing apparatuses. So that's that kind of stuff to pay for. Like I said, there is VA resources for that. Actually, there's no VA resource for it. If the electricity goes out, oh well. You know, it doesn't matter to these people because it's not a way to avoid spending. It's a way to incur spending. And the VA is seen as a budget loss. So even in the charities, like I was explaining earlier in the video, in the charities portion of it, it takes us a month to vote for something. That's no instant response. So if we have a storm, knocks out power, somebody can call us, we can go out there and drop some things. Yeah, the Russians play in multiple kingdoms, same players, and they love to use freaking combat bots. We had a Russian problem in K362 early on. Yeah, that's... Anthony, I'll tell you one of the things. When my wife goes active, she's in California. She's in an A school. And when my wife gets called up, she's done 4 combat tours. We have to loan money to the federal government for 2 months. Oh my gosh. You just never know what we're doing. For 2 months, we wind up loaning money until they reimburse it. It's an interest-free loan. And now that I'm on the other side of the coin, you know, I stay home with the spouses, and there I see the problem that the spouses wind up going through too. That's one of the things where we can do an immediate need type of things. So, like when her unit deploys, I know, and she's going to deploy probably next year or the year after again. She's trying to get one more combat tour in because now the rules on the reservists are so insane that she's not going to get her 20-year retirement points unless she does one more combat rotation. So she's going to have to do 5 tours in combat. Most active duty people don't do that. She's going to match me. I did 5 tours, but I did my 5 back-to-back. Yeah, hers has been stretched out over 20 years. But when she does deploy, whatever spousal, what do they call that? I call it the Cackle Club, but that's not their name. Well, anyway, the Cackle Club will find out last minute. I own 5 businesses. I'm shutting everything down. I'm right now getting into retire mode. But yeah, the Cackle Club will find out last minute that they're not getting paid on time like the military is going to promise them. And so these people that go from a job drawing a check to not drawing, most of these reservists won't even get their first paycheck for 2 months because it takes. And then the guy that screwed up the paperwork every single time that deploys will get a Navy Achievement Medal for having filled out paperwork. Never will they turn around and say, well, did you do it on time and did you do it right? That's not important. The important part is he filled out some paperwork, and we need to give him an award for that. So that's one of the things where we fill in an immediate need. what I'm doing now? Jay, what are you asking? Into theme? Which theme to what? Like on the website? I could buy a theme that looks cool, but it's, believe it or not, the website's designed to work robotically. It makes robots happy. No one finds you if the robot can't read it. It's as close to user-friendly as I can make it and still make it robotically friendly. No, you're not supposed to have to do that no more. Anthony, I'll tell you right now, get belligerent with your doctor. I mean, and I'll tell you the words that I wound up using. Give me a diagnosis, or say I don't know, and put that in writing. I don't care which. And when you force them, and then record that conversation, I demand a diagnosis or an I don't know statement in writing. Because there are actually laws for them not knowing what's wrong, to where that is considered disabled because they can't figure out what's wrong. But if you don't make them say I don't know, you will never get anywhere. The VA, for all the hate that the liberals leftists have for freaking insurance companies, the VA is run like the worst idea ever spit out about an insurance company. Deny, 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 and don't do anything. I could replace 95% of the doctors at the VA tomorrow with an app because their answers are that standard. You are diagnosed before you make the appointment. Your appointments are delayed. We used to be able to show up early to an appointment and get in when the doctor had time for people that went in and out quick. Now you are not allowed to show up early to a VA appointment. The system is designed to bottleneck and slow down by law now. So get belligerent. Did you say job-wise? Put into theme? Oh, yeah, I can afford what I do or I wouldn't be doing it. You got to understand, Jay, I own $250,000 worth of hosting servers in Dallas. I have for decades. I'll tell you what you do when you come across a policy like that, Anthony. Put down in writing and watch them refuse to do it and record it so that you can, man, keep your phone recorder on all the time, because what is said in the room and what winds up in the computer are two different things. And then via delay, they turn around and go back to the computer as if it's gospel. So what you, right. Make them, and ask them this question this way. Why are you treating this injury first? And make them put in writing. I said, write that down on my record why you chose that injury first. And if and ignored you and left me in pain and leave and make sure they say that. Because what that does is it literally puts in writing in your record that they are ignoring an injury because somebody on an admin side wrote a policy to do that. Because everyone at the VA will turn around and look you right square in the face and say, oh, no, there's a separation between admin and medical. We medical, we can do whatever we want. We're just here to write prescriptions and get you healed. They'll say it like it's gospel. But you're seeing that it's not gospel. Before you ever saw the doctor, somebody had already written down on a note, don't treat two injuries at once. And I promise you, I'm just now getting that stuff squared away myself. I had to go, and just last week I went to a civilian doctor who turned around and says, well, you got 3 separate issues going on here. I said, I know. And I'll tell you why they don't want to separate the issues is combined symptoms can lead to simple answers that are not militarily related. So they can deny you what they're supposed to do for you. So get belligerent. Don't be kind to your doctor. I don't care how pleasant they are. They are not your friend. They are working for a paycheck, and their boss said, do this, and you only have 15 minutes to do it. Remember who you're talking to and why they're in a hurry. That's how they eat. That's what their job is supposed to. Remember, what their job description isn't to help you, no matter what they tell you. Their job description is whatever the admin side says it is. Yeah, it's one of those things where my RN calls me, and I can hear how pissed she is to even have to call me. But I can't tell if she's pissed because I got belligerent with her more than once, or if she's pissed because, crap, we found something. Because the last time I got belligerent with her, they threw 31 x-rays at me and 2 MRIs. Plus sent me over to pulmonologist for my lungs. And any of you guys have been listening to me forever, how many of you know I got a cough? Oh, don't even get me on that one. I used to build MRI machines and CAT scanners in the 90s when they were first starting to become 3D imaging. I built the computer systems interface for those things and all the tube technology for that kind of stuff for a company called LCENT. And so as part of training people to use these devices, I had to learn anatomy. And I have had to read my own x-rays because doctors are that stupid. It's like, oh, I went to school. I was like, apparently a bad one. Because you don't even know what you're looking at. And then me being somebody who helps build the machines, I know what a fracture is supposed to look like and what fractures aren't supposed to look like. The same thing on the MRI stuff. They tried to hide. They pulled twice on this MRI thing. I've got free health care. Bubba, I'm in the VA. I have socialized medicine. I promise you, you don't want what I got. The VA system is 1995 Hillary Care that never went away. They put it in the VA in 1995. It was so bad for the country, they had to reverse the law. Yeah, that's the problem with like lower extremity stuff. A whole bunch of stuff comes from the hips, and the VA acts like they don't know that. And then military personnel, I don't know. I've been in 2 explosions. How many have you been in? You know, the hips is where you land. Without thinking about it, your hips tend to hit the ground first at high velocity. Yeah, it's one of the worst healthcare systems out there, Jay. The question is, Jay, do you know what good healthcare is before you start talking about it being free? Nothing free. Free is worth every penny you pay for it. Free is free because the government's going to turn around and tell the doctor, don't get better at your job because we're not going to pay you any more money for it. Canada has free healthcare. And a lot of Canadians go to the United States and pay for a doctor. This desire for free is human nature. It's a form of laziness. We don't want to pay or work for what we're getting. It's just built into our DNA. It's just being applied to politics. There's not a single doctor I can just call up on the phone and get an appointment with tomorrow anymore. Because in order to make their business work, you're talking about businesses, The doctor's office is a business. They got a staff, they got employees, they got to pay rent, and the electric bill, and oh my God, do they have to pay insurance just in case they're wrong. They're not allowed to correct what they're wrong. They got to pay millions of dollars because they were wrong. Exactly. And it's the cancer clinics in the United States are top notch, but because most insurance companies don't pay for them, you can get in there quick. That's where you need to get belligerent, Anthony. The minute they turn around and says, well, I'm putting you in for an MRI of the knee, that says, and the back and the hips. Because you may not even actually have pain in your knee. It'll transit down from the hips. Right now they're looking for blood clots. My right leg's such a mess. I got muscle damage on my right leg, and it made all the veins pop out on my right calf. And man, I've been trying to hold a serious conversation with the doctor that maybe we should cut the bottom half of my right leg off before I wind up with blood clots that go floating through my body. And now, 13 years later, we're chasing possible clots running around. So you can't even hold a conversation that's serious with these people because you know, look, it's damaged. I know it's damaged, but it's going to cause me worse problems if I get a blood clot in my leg that goes shooting up towards my heart or my brain. You're going to find in Guns of Glory, there's a lot of military disabled in here. I've met more than a few, and one of the reasons is once they slap that disabled label on your ass, no one's going to hire you. What, Jay? Is it not pronounced Jay? Let on? Ah. Do. Oh, my accent? My accent's a cluttered mess, man. I've been to 27 countries. I'm one of those people that picks up a little bit of the accent of where I'm standing. What was your comment, right, Tony? Tell you what, I got so many people commenting so much now. I got the sponsor members get answered first, then the subscribers get answered second, and then if I got time, I go through the other people. Well, it depends on the C40. A C40, I'll tell you right now, I'm seeing C40s with more gold than it's possible to get. I don't believe that every single kingdom has got one of these $20,000 a month freaking players. This is one of the things that the revenge video is trying to point out. There's not that many stupid people on the planet. Guns of Glory is not that great of a game that every millionaire is seeking it out to play it. It defies the laws of facts. So on the 40s, just don't be where they're at. They can only send one march at a time, and stay diligent on your recall button. But when they are chasing castles down and zeroing them out, trying to get them to spend, that isn't gameplay no more. There's no game benefit to it. Yeah, the paper 40s, man, just beat them up. Yeah, the distance talents, and then for damage sides, and then like on my T11s, I've got my damage reduction on my infantry. The if I'm mega-ing a tower, you know, then I will definitely use my damage reductions, because you're talking about damage reduction for 2 million troops. And then this whole video started off on the new tower filler. See, on my, I've got there, and then I got another one down here in my 9. Where's my 9? There it is. All damage reduction. Yeah, hold on, let me grab the link here. See, what happens over like a KvK is people keep sending marches, and what they've been doing is they've been sending my march over and over and over again. Well, that's not right. You send my march when you attack, and then what you're going to do is you're going to spam these marches, which I've got set up on my button 3 right now, to fill the towers back up. All right? It's not a very big march. It's 1/6 of your march cap. Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. If you're doing a lot of attacking, like in events, then yeah, stack all your distance. Your 11s, 9s, 5s, I think. I have to look. I can't remember no more. Tuesday that gets released. There's Shockwave. I specifically went over augmentation and opening, and I'm gonna, because I'm putting out better quality video, I'm gonna make shorter videos, but I'm gonna put them in series. So there will be a gold event series, playlist series, that will be part of a series. And what that's supposed to do is, when you watch one of the videos on YouTube, then the other ones in that series should be next to it. Doesn't always happen. Give me just 1 second here. Boom, 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 boom. And where's my freaking chats? There we go. Top down. Bowman. Okay. Anthony, more attack stats is not more damage. I know what you're talking about. The attack is your ability to hit. Damage is what happened when it does hits. While it's nice to have more, but there's a cheaper place to go get attack stats. Any other place in the game. This is the only place you can add damage to the attack that you already have. So if you have 1,000 attack on your distance, you want it to have more damage with that 1,000 that it lands. Going out and getting 1,050 just means you gave up the damage on that other 1,000 to do that. That's why we're in the nines. So yeah, on the distance, you want the health that converts to damage. You will see a much bigger kill ratio that way. Man, your C16 farm should have unlocked spirit mines a long time ago. Oh. Let's see here. And we're on that. Got all these frickin' zeros. We do max cannons because we're going to sacrifice them. See who else has to comment towards me. That guy chased me around and zeroed me like 6 times last night, and then went and whined and pissed and moaned that my alliance zeroed his alliance. And so they've been sitting on us out of petty spite this morning. And basically, I've got about 5 active players that have been kicking their alliance's ass, and that guy had the balls to turn around and tell me we suck. Yeah, the difference is my guys aren't cheating. I'm about to turn around and say, you know what, we're going to go use the corner hack until the damn game tells us not to. They love this stuff so much, we'll just turn around and do that. But the problem winds up being is it makes your dailies just worthless. That's why I know they didn't build their accounts properly, too. Is if your alliance looks that way, there's no way you're playing your game every day. No way to play your game every day if your alliance looks that way. Your alliance has got to be organized so that it can grow. Yeah. All right, we're tapering off here. I'm getting people falling asleep, needing their Sunday nap. I personally got to go make some eggs. Yeah. All right, there'll be videos out tomorrow. I'm going to try and get videos that are released every day at noon as I'm redoing the stuff and setting it back up. Depends on my schedule. If I miss a day, sorry. But thanks a lot, guys.